Sure to say yes at Mike's.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, it's a study that people have been doing for years. How does drinking alcohol impact your overall health? Well, a new meta-analysis reported by the New York Times shows that alcohol is never healthy for us in any amount.
Yeah, like none. Dave Noriega, a co-host of Dave and Dujanovic in the morning, hosts a 30-minute special this Saturday for KSL NewRadio. This takes a look at this topic in depth, which I know we usually report things and it's about a 30-second blip. Hey, guess what? There's a new study. Let's dig into this here. You heard about this and thought, wait a second, what is there to that?
Yeah, this is fascinating because back in the 80s, they were trying to figure out the cause of heart disease. And one area that had very low heart disease was France. And they were looking at France. They're trying to figure out, okay, let's look at your diet. Let's look at what you're eating, what your life habit is. And like, well, you eat a bunch of saturated foods with high in cholesterol, but you drink red wine. So I wonder if there's something with the red wine. Right. And that's where the French paradox came from. And they determined that it was that glass of red wine that actually was beneficial health-wise.
That's what a lot of people thought for a long time.
And
right?
Absolutely. That's not true.
For years, for about 40 years, that was kind of the rumor or the prevailing thought. And what they've done is they've gone back and they looked at 107 studies over 40 years and really did an examination and found that the French paradox, this idea that a glass of red wine was good for you, had some pretty major flaws. And the new analysis has found that no amount of alcohol is healthy for you. Now, depending on how much you drink, how little or how much you drink will determine your long-term effects.
Are you ready to take on the wrath of all those who enjoy a glass of wine or something?
I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, is this a huge surprise? You know, is it really aha? Like, I know that the amount of Diet Coke I drink is not good for me. Like, zero amount of Diet Coke is good for me.
Hands down. Okay, so where do we sit in Utah? Like, where do we sit in terms of our consumption?
So Utah, obviously, I mean, you can look at it almost anecdotally, right? Obviously, you know, BYU always comes in dead last, most sober university in the entire nation.
I'm proud of that award.
So yeah, obviously Utah's alcohol consumption because of cultural decisions, you know, religious decisions, ranks fairly low across the country. But really the examination is, okay, well, how much alcohol or why is alcohol not good for you? And this is something that physicians have actually known for a number of years, but we, the people, still think that, I don't know, maybe a glass of wine is... That glass of wine is probably good for you. They found neither light drinking nor moderate drinking has any health benefits.
Well, this will be an interesting listen, and people will be talking about it. Where do we hear it this weekend?
1 o'clock on Saturday, in between General Conference.
1 o'clock on Saturday.
Can't wait to hear what you get into, Dave. Thank you very much for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
All right. This has been covered on Dave and Dujanovic, too. They've talked about it. You can get more insights on the topic and some of the biggest stories of the day. They talk about all of it: housing, education, politics. By tuning into the show, it airs Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to noon, Friday 9 to 11, only on KSL NewRadio. And they always dive into these topics.
Well, here's what I love. And they don't agree on everything. So I love to hear the banter back and forth in terms of like, wait, no, I think this and you think that.
That's what you have to have. You have to have. It's like, I mean, sure.
It's like us every day.
Agree on
I like this weather.
I do too. Hey!
Wow. Team.